As you can hear, it's raining. And it's blowing pretty good. 6:42 a.m. I just woke up, and within a minute or two, these raindrops started falling. It's coming down better now. It's 58 degrees. But I can see through an opening in the tent right now. Look at that thunder. Really dark clouds. I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to start packing up in this rain because I'm going to get all wet. But I might have to, I don't know. Interesting. I didn't expect that. I gotta go 20 miles today. It might all be in rain. Those are the clouds that are above me right now. There's the thunder. Doesn't look like it's gonna get better. But I don't know, it might just be this really dark one above me. I think I am just gonna wait it out. Give it another 15, 20 minutes, see if it blows over before I start getting ready. Welcome to Washington. Lots of rain. I'm in a burn scar for a long time this morning. I don't know, 4 or 5 miles, maybe longer. So I'll be exposed with all this lightning around. I don't like that. Of course, I'm kind of exposed sitting in my tent right now too, but there are trees behind me, so those would probably take the lightning before I did. I can't sit here. I need to go. I got 20 miles to do today, but I don't like being exposed like that with lightning. It's a scary feeling. I messaged my dad and asked him to look up the weather in this area. I'm gonna see how long it's gonna do this for. That's just one of the things you gotta deal with out here on the trail. When you're out here long enough, you're gonna run into storms. So thankfully this tent is really waterproof. So my dad got back to me and said that the weather shows rain until around 8 o'clock and then skies clear up, sunshine. That's a little less than an hour from now. I've never had this happen before. I've never had it raining when I woke up. So I'm just gonna wait for a little while and hopefully it stops. And then I'll pack up when it's drier. I was just getting ready to put my tent away. No. Hail. Look at that. That's a marble-sized hail right there. A decent size. Hopefully it doesn't put holes in my tent. I did not expect that at all. Hopefully it doesn't get bigger than this. You could put some holes in the tent. Now it's just rain. So random. Today's gonna be a big mixture of random weather, I have a feeling. At least this morning is. All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna get back to put my stuff on. Get out of here before something else crazy happens. Welcome to day 61 on the PCT. It's been an eventful morning so far. It's about 8:30. I'm finally hitting the trail. It's still really cloudy, but I haven't heard thunder for a while, so figure it's probably safe to hit the trail. Who knows what could happen though. With the clouds like they are right now, could be more thunder and lightning later, more hail, more rain. So I got my rain cover on my pack. Got my rain jacket on right now, just so I don't have to stop and put it on later. But good thing about all this is it makes it really cool outside. I've got about at least 20 miles to hike today.
close to 3,000 feet of elevation gained. I'm gonna start off uphill for a while, and it should flatten out and be a good day. Some good views of Mount Adams here in a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. Got a little frog here. It's a decent sized one. Hey buddy, you gonna hop for me? There you go. He's a quick one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that it's Mount St. Helens way over there. It's only 8,600 feet high compared to Adams here behind me at over 12,200 feet, I believe. Yeah, big difference. This is the last chance to see Mount Hood on the trail, from what I understand. You can see it way back there. It's kind of smoky. That's a cool cloud on top there. It almost looks like a lenticular cloud. Tell me what you think. It kind of looks like that a little bit, like that bottom part. That is cool. Right there. Doesn't seem very scared. That is a big glacier. Look at that. All the way up there at the top of the mountain, coming down. In a little while, I'm going to pass Adams Creek. I'm going to have to cross it. It's about 1.5 miles ahead. It's coming from that glacier right there. See all those crevasses? Some of those are hundreds of feet deep. Right, I don't know if you can hear, the background is Adams Creek. This one might be a little tricky to cross. Talked to a couple people that went over it this morning. They said there's some logs in a couple locations that you can walk over. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I picked a really bad time to get here because this is coming straight off a glacier behind me. So the later you go in the day, the more water's coming down the mountain because it's warmer outside. The glacier's melting and the water actually gets deeper and runs faster. It's better to cross these glacier creeks early in the morning or later in the evening when it's cooled down. But it is what it is. I'm here, I'm gonna cross. And let me show you guys what it looks like. It's very silty, which is pretty typical for these volcanic glacier streams. And you can see it there, very dirty water. And it's rushing pretty good. So, looks like there's quite a few trees up ahead. There's a guy up there right now for a place to cross. I hear the farther up you go, the better it is. So, yeah. See what I can do. So my feet got a little wet. Not terrible, but they definitely got a little wet. That was the most interesting river crossing I've done yet. I know in California there are way worse. People literally drown in them. But for the ones I've done so far, and there have been at least 3 decent sized ones, this was by far the sketchiest. I didn't record it. I needed both my hands to be able to get across. Because all we had are these 2 skinny logs. One of them that you walk on, another one about 2 feet higher that you kind of use as a handrail. But they were both so thin that they wobbled and they bent. The one you stand on, when you start walking across it, it dipped down about 8 inches into the water. And then once you cross that, there's a second fork to the stream that you gotta cross with another log, a little bit thicker log, didn't bend, but it had a huge crack in the middle of it. And the water's so deep on either side, you can barely lean down far enough to get your pole in the water so that you can lean on it for balance. But whew, that was interesting. Something very intimidating about walking on these logs over a rushing, raging river like that. And it's ice cold. It's coming straight off the glacier. If you slip and fall in this one, you're probably not gonna drown unless you get caught up against a tree downstream or something. But it's gonna be cold. You could hurt yourself on the rocks, and it's gonna be a really wet day. So thankfully, all that got wet, just a little bit of my feet. I got my adrenaline pumping from that river crossing, so I might be going a little faster for a while. Such a beautiful volcano. I know I sound obsessed with volcanoes. I kind of am, especially after climbing, knowing I've been on top of that thing, just behind that glacier, maybe a mile behind it. It's the summit. It's so cool to see it from down here at this angle. Passing by some more lava fields here. Several miles away from Mount Adams now, but I'm assuming that's where this came from. Also, the clouds are looking a little nasty. Maybe some rain in the future. I'd be okay with that, as long as it's done by morning. Got a little snake here, just chilling. Spiderweb. It's 6 o'clock. I have gone 18.3 miles. I picked up my pace after lunch. It flattened out quite a bit too, so I'm officially on the Yakima Indian Reservation. 1.7 miles from camp. Gotta hit 20 miles today and tomorrow and Sunday to get to White Pass on time to meet my friend Michaela. It was 18.5 miles, but my pit stop in Trout Lake yesterday threw things off. It's starting to cool down. I think it's around 73 degrees. The hottest I saw it get today was 77. It was mostly overcast today. See, it's still overcast. So I was never really in direct sun much. That helped. I'm getting closer to camp. My feet are killing me. There should be a pond up here where I can pitch my tent and have water and call it a night. I'll let you guys know when I get there. What kind of a mushroom is that? Neat. Isn't nature neat? Does anyone get that reference? Let me know in the comments. .4 miles. I did it. I'm at camp, and I didn't film anything when I got here because I'm between like 3 different ponds right now, and mosquitoes started eating me alive. It's my fault for picking a spot by ponds, but it's a good campsite. It's nice and flat, and nobody else was here. So it's 7:40. So I made good time. I made up for lost time this morning, but I'm exhausted. I'm gonna cook some food and go to bed as soon as possible. Try to get in bed by 8:30 because I got to get up again tomorrow and do another 20 miles. 2 days until White Pass. I'm knocking it out. I'm proud of myself. I don't know what it is, but I keep hearing a weird noise in the background. See if I can pick it up. Sure, now it's not going to do it. It's a big animal, but I've never heard that noise before. Huh. Alright, well, if it starts up again, I'll try to catch it. Weird. Good morning, and welcome to day 62 on the PCT. It is a lovely morning. It's about 8:30. I guess I'm gonna stop calling them late starts. They're just average starts for me right now. It's about 60, 63, somewhere in there. I slept really good. Never heard that weird noise again, so I don't know what that was. Got about 19 miles to go. 3,400, 3,600 feet of elevation gain. And my camping spot tonight is going to be right before the Knife's Edge, which is a very narrow ridge. The width is just about the width of this trail, and then steep drops on either side. I'll save that for tomorrow morning, but 19 miles will take me right there, just right before it, to a campsite. So yeah, all in all, not a bad day. Hopefully get there a little sooner tonight so I can get some extra rest, because tomorrow I'm hitting White Pass. It's been a long push. It'll be 8 days straight, 147 miles, and over 20,000 feet of elevation gain in 8 days. So I'm proud of myself. I've done good. And keep it up all the way to Canada. Officially entering the Goat Rocks Wilderness. I have been waiting for this area for such a long time. This is where the Knife's Edge is at, and what I hear are a bunch of amazing views. Hopefully I pop up out of the trees at some point soon. I can just see tall mountain peaks everywhere. That's what I'm hoping for. I want to see some new terrain. Stuff that Washington's known for. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Mount Rainier. That is the tallest mountain in Washington State at 14,411 feet tall. It's so beautiful. It's got so many glaciers on it. That's something you don't see every day. Someone just put a saddle in this tree. It's so beautiful up here. I'm starting to see why this area is really popular. You see Mount Adams over there. We were just right next to that yesterday. So far away now. That's a very steep drop off the trail. Definitely want to make sure you have good footing up here. Mount Adams almost looks like it's erupting. Looks like those clouds are steam coming up out of it. Just came from way over there. And now I'm up at Sispus Pass, elevation 6,473 feet. And the other side is just as beautiful as this side. Just so beautiful. I think the only other place I've seen that matches this so far is the Enchantments. It's just gorgeous. Well, I'm at camp. 19.1 miles today, just right below the knife's edge, so I'll do that first thing in the morning. 6 o'clock. Fastest I've ever done 19 miles, that's for sure. But feel pretty good. I'm thirsty. I am tired. Got a good campsite here. I'm gonna just change and relax and then go to sleep. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Welcome to day 63 on the PCT. It's warm. It's 8 o'clock and it's already almost 70 degrees. I've got 20.3 miles to go till I hit White Pass today and about 4,000 feet of elevation. And this morning's first obstacle is the Knife's Edge, which I was hitting about 1 or 2 miles. Not really an obstacle, but I guess the most challenging mentally for me. I don't love heights, but this should push my boundaries for sure. But it's beautiful out here. I love it. I'll get into White Pass, meet my friend Michaela around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, and then actually have a real bed to sleep in tonight. That would be nice. Real food, a shower, laundry, all that stuff. As you can see, it's very windy. The higher up I go, the windier it's getting, which means I'm going to be walking across that super narrow ridge in really high wind. It's cooling it down, which is good, but I finally figured out where the Knife's Edge is. I see people walking up on top of it, so check that out from here. That's the Knife's Edge way up there, that ridge. I've seen people walking up there this morning. I still have a ways to go, but that's pretty high up. And there is Mount Rainier. Wow. That mountain is so huge. So check this out. There's Knife's Edge. And then you got Mount Adams. Beautiful mountains, the Goat Rocks, and then Rainier. Boom. Would you look at that? I found more snow. I would think I'm about close to 6,500 or 7,000 feet above sea level, so it doesn't surprise me. Here I am walking on snow. This is crazy. This reminds me of hiking up Mount Adams last year. It's really warm outside, but you're climbing up a snowy mountain. Except for on Mount Adams, I had crampons, so it was a little easier to get traction. This stuff isn't too bad. The views up here are some of the most beautiful I've seen. Look at that. Wow. And I'm climbing up that. So here we come to a fork in the road. To the right is the PCT alternate, where horse riders normally go because it's much safer. To the left is the regular Pacific Crest Trail, which goes along the side of that mountain, across snow, all the way over to there. You can see the trail way over there, and that is Knife's Edge. That's the ridgeline we're going to be walking over the top of. I thought it was this one in front of me. I was wrong. And I'm kind of glad because I don't really want to climb all the way up there. That's why I should be using both hands. I got my heart racing. Yeah, don't hold the camera while you're doing this. That was dumb. So this stuff I'm walking on now is just soft sand, dirt, and it's not a very wide path. So some of these steps you have to be very careful not to slide. So I'm just taking my sweet time going across this. I don't need my coffee today, that's for sure. This is doing the job. We come to the third and final snow crossing. Gosh, it's such a huge mountain. But yeah, the third final snow crossing. I think I've gotten over the worst of it so far. That part was a little sketchy, that loose scree. But from here on out, it looks like an easy snow crossing and then rock mostly. Okay, so that easy little snow crossing was probably the sketchiest part I've done so far on this whole entire trail. That was solid ice. I could barely shove my trekking pole into it. Each step, I felt like I was just gonna slip right off with these shoes. I'd feel a lot more comfortable doing that with micro spikes or crampons. That was what you call a butt puckering moment. That was a little sketchy. I haven't felt that tenseness in my chest since I climbed some really big volcanoes on some really steep cliffs. That got my heart racing. I need to take a second. All right, I'm good now. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking, there was a lot of people behind me this morning. And I don't see anyone behind me right now. I bet you everyone took the alternate route. Maybe I should have done that too. I don't know, from what I read, I mean, people said, yeah, there's 3 snow crossings. But they're not bad. They're almost melted, they're fine. I didn't use microspike, you'll be okay. And yeah, I'm okay. I made it. But it was the Knife's Edge I was worried about all morning, and it should have been that part. That's the sketchiest trail I've hiked since I got on the PCT. So, yeah, no wonder there's nobody behind me. They're all going around the mountain and meeting up on the Knife's Edge on the safe side, like I probably should have done. But hey, you only live once, right? That was exciting. So now I'm to this part where the trail is a lot more sturdy, but narrow and a lot steeper. So I'm probably gonna put the camera away for now and wait till I'm over further towards Knife's Edge. I want to make it through this safe today. Look at that. Lots of snow down there. There is the Knife's Edge. It goes all the way up on that ridge. I feel pretty comfortable right now. It's very wide. It's not steep on the sides yet, but once I get a little farther ahead, I'll definitely put the camera away. here to filter some more water, take a little rest. I'm about halfway through, so the elevation gain is actually pretty decent here. I'm surprised, but it's not too bad. It's mostly just the watching every step you take so you don't fall to your death. That's the most demanding, I think. For me anyways. Some people, this is nothing. This is a walk in the park. Heights, like I can do heights, but I don't love them. You know, I worked on wind turbines for a couple of years, climbing up 300 foot tall turbines, you know, but I had safety harnesses on. And so if I fell, I wasn't absolutely gonna die. At least I had a chance of living. Here, stuff like this, you know, you fall down, you're probably gonna die. I'm not gonna fall, I know that. It's an irrational fear. I've been walking trails this narrow the entire PCT. The only difference is that now there's steep cliffs on either side. It's all a mental game. For me, it's just another part of the challenge, facing my fears and doing things I'm uncomfortable with, pushing my limits. And at the end of this, I could say I did something I didn't love, something that scared me, and I did it anyways. And I think that's a good thing. I think you should face your fears. You should do things that push your comfort zone. It grows you as a person. It helps you learn your limits. Because people are capable a lot of times of way more than they realize. Myself included. I never thought years ago that I'd be 550 miles into a 3-month-long hike. But here I am, doing it. At almost 40 years old too. I'm proud of myself. But yeah, get out, challenge yourself. Do something that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Push your boundaries, face your fears. I think you'll grow and you'll be a better person for it. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. But these views, almost worth dying for. Almost. Not today though. Other side of Knife's Edge. Follow that ridge line there. Keep going all the way over there. It gets less and less steep, but just enjoying these last views before I get off of the ridge here. It's pretty amazing. Man, look at that. To go. It's not as bad. I was just over there not too long ago. Looks a lot different when you're far away from it. Across the right side of that mountain. Miles fly fast, especially when your adrenaline's pumping. Man, look at that view though. Woo! I just noticed something that makes me a little nervous. Right over there, I see smoke. Not much. I don't know how big a fire it is. I think I have to go through there today, honestly, to get to White Pass. So hopefully they get that under control really quick. I have about 15 more miles to go, and that would put me right about where that smoke's at, distance-wise. So hopefully it's not in my path, because, well, I don't want to have to deal with a wildfire today. That's why I've got my Zoleo Messenger. So even though I don't have cell service out here, I can still keep in touch with people for situations like this. There's not much I can do right now except for hike towards the smoke, so hopefully that's not an issue today. I just got my PCT permit checked for the first time on trail. I was wondering if that was going to happen or not. Ran into a really nice ranger, and he asked me for my permit. I was happy to show him, but yeah, I was really surprised no one checked it up until now. This is around 550 miles, and I haven't been checked. I've heard of other people getting checked, but I've been carrying it with me this whole time at least. I finally got to use it. It wasn't something I had to carry extra weight for, for nothing. Just a piece of paper, but it all adds up. Did forget to mention, it's 82 degrees right now. Thankfully, there's a little breeze. That helps. And I just finally got back into the trees, so there's some shade now. But I was out in the sun almost all morning for a good 4 hours, 5 hours. Thankful to be back in the trees. It took me 4 hours to go 4.5 miles, which is terrible. I should have gone 8 miles. I had to take my time, make sure I made it through alive. I think I've only got another 12 or 1,500 feet of incline left towards the end of the day, but I'm gonna try to go 3.5 miles an hour right now. I have to be there in 7 hours and 45 minutes, and I've only gone 7 miles, so I need 13 miles. Yeah, I'll make it, but it's gonna be tight if I don't hurry. I've got to just book it. Don't want to miss my ride, and I don't want to hike in the dark. It's about 4 o'clock now. I've gone 12.7 miles. You can see I'm in a burn scar, and through the trees way over there, that's Knife's Edge, that ridge. That's where I was this morning. And now I'm all the way across the valley. I got my second wind. I stopped and ate lunch a while ago, drank a bunch of water, and I feel good. It's still hot. It's at least 80 degrees outside, but worked up a good sweat, and there's a breeze going, so I'm staying cool. Once I get to the top of this hill, it's 6 miles straight downhill to White Pass. I should be able to knock that out in about 2 hours. Just about to the top here, and come around the corner, and here's a new view of Mount Rainier. That fire you can see is right there. I don't think it's a very big one, but it makes me nervous. I hope they get it out soon before it gets out of control. I hate to see any more of the forest burn. Walked through way too many burn scars out here. Look at that beautiful lake down there. Look how clear it is. So you can see the bottom right now. That's cool. I wish I had time to go down there, but it's a long hike. If you look way over there, right there on top of that hill, there's a little building. You can see right there. That is the top of a chairlift for White Pass Ski Resort. You guys, I just saw what I believe was a moose. Yeah, or an elk? I think it's a moose, which is, oh, maybe it's an elk. See her? Right there. Is that an elk? I don't know. It's a big animal. Oh, shoot. There's another one. Yeah, just staring me down. It's all right. I'm getting out of here. Don't worry. They both looked like cows. I didn't see any antlers. You know, if there was a male and a female, that would make me more nervous. Anyways, that was exciting. I'm almost to the road too. And they're just staring me down. They're not like a deer. A deer will take off. They might look at you a little bit, but these, they just put their head up in the air like, what? What are you gonna do? They're big and they know it. Anyways, I'll catch you guys down at the road. I'm almost there, I think less than a mile. Well, I made it. I'm here at the Cracker Barrel grocery store at White Pass. It's about 8:30. I'm just waiting for my ride. Michaela should be here in about a half hour, an hour. I'm just sitting down against the building, relaxing. It's nice to get off my feet. Feels good out here. It's not very cold. It's been a long day. Ended up clocking over 21 miles total. If you include the walk up from trail up to here, it was close to a mile. So just wanted to check in with you guys, say hey, and let you know I made it okay. Next time you see me will be Wednesday, 2 days from now. 3 days from now. Yeah, 3 days from now. I'll be hitting trail again. So I'll talk to you guys soon.